Hey guys, sorry I haven't really gotten to vlog a whole lot. It's been mainly a lot of flights and a lot of inappropriate times to kind of vlog. So I've been taking a lot more pictures than I have been videoing. So I'm starting my first day of vlogging, and I'll post that video later, but just gonna kind of recap what's happened the last couple days that I haven't been vlogging. So for some of you that don't know, we were supposed to leave on January 6th, 2014, and we couldn't leave because our flight to Chicago from Minneapolis got canceled. Because of the terrible weather, the negative 50-degree weather that we've been having here in Minnesota. It kind of screwed everything up, and we weren't able to make it to Chicago. We actually weren't even able to make it on the 7th either. We couldn't leave until the 8th, and we had to leave. We had to be at the airport at 3:45 in the morning, which really sucked. So I forgot my camera on the 6th, so I was able to go back home and get my camera, which is kind of nice. Otherwise, this kind of trip would have been a bummer, and I would have had to pay for another one, and I don't have that kind of money. So here we are. So Chad dropped me off at the airport at 3:45 in the morning. We had to wait to check in because it's such a large group, and we had to make it to our plane. That was at 5:50 in the morning, I think. It was a long day. Chad and I only got 2 hours of sleep that night. I slept on the first flight, which was an hour and a half. No, Minneapolis to Washington, D.C., Washington, D.C. to Boston. Oh, yeah, Boston to Germany, Germany to Copenhagen, Denmark. And the flights were okay. They were long, a lot of flying. We didn't get into Denmark until the 9th, so it took a full day. We got there around 9:30 a.m. on the 9th. I don't know, the flights were okay. Just, random things happen here and there. I had Dunkin' Donuts at the airport, and I had a very stale bagel with really gross vegetable cream cheese that I did not want. The first flight, we couldn't use the bathrooms because everything was frozen. So the water, the sink, the toilet, everything was all frozen, so we couldn't have any of that. So that kind of sucked, but luckily it was only an hour and a half flight. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else happened on the flight. Happened. Do you like my little setting? Here, I'll give you a little tour of the room I'm in. It's pretty nifty. Moose. And a fireplace. Just a little lounge that we are at for the hotel. But yeah, that was kind of just the full day of just flying. And it was, as soon as we got to Denmark, we hit the ground running pretty much. We arrived in Denmark at 9:30. We went on a bus, and immediately on that bus we had a tour guide, and then we have our trip guide. And then the tour guide was a really cute little old man, and he gave us the history of Denmark. And we traveled around Copenhagen and looked at all these different sites. We got out for a little bit, but it was really cold and really rainy. A lot of my pictures that I've taken, like, I took on the bus, and there's like just water droplets all over them, so they're not the best pictures, and I was kind of disappointed about that. We did get to go out though for a little bit, but not a whole lot. We saw the castle where like the queen comes and where the government is. We saw some banks. We saw the canals in Denmark. We saw a little mermaid statue that I'll put pictures in this video with. And it's just like the Disney version of the Little Mermaid, but it's the original version, and I'm drawing a blank and I can't think of the author's name off the top of my head, but he's from Copenhagen. And the story of Little Mermaid is that, same with Disney, there's a mermaid and there's a ship that wrecks, and the prince is on there, and she saves the prince, and she falls in love. She makes a deal with the sea witch to become human so that she can be with him. She loses her voice in exchange for her legs, and the twist though is by the time she gets to the prince, he's already married. So then she goes through this like internal battle on, well, do I kill him, do I kill her, or do I return to the ocean? She ended up returning to the ocean, and I think, if I remember what he said, was she drowned because she was human. So there's like this really pretty like statue of her looking out into like the sea. Very pretty, very dark and depressing, but it was nice. What else did we do in Denmark? We kind of just, the tour was only like 2 hours long, and we were kind of tired. Some people dozed off a little bit. I kind of thought it was interesting. The parking is weird, and so are the streets. There's no like dividing line between like the left side and the right side. So like, it's in their narrow streets, so people were like passing our bus to get around us, even though there was like oncoming traffic, and like it's just wherever there's room to drive, you drive. And this bus is like a large bus, so like it made us kind of nervous with some of these turns, and like there was like the cars next to you, like if you had the ability to open your window, you could just like reach out and touch them, and you wouldn't have to reach very far to touch them. So like that was kind of weird, and many times we all like held our breath because like the turns were so sharp, and we definitely thought he was going to hit something, but he never did. He was a good driver. see. So after our tour, we went to the Museum of Denmark, and it's just like, it looks like not so big, but it's huge. There's like 3 or 4 floors of this museum, but we went there and we ate first. We went to this little restaurant in there called Eat Like a Viking. There's like a buffet style, and you can pretty much just like dive in. We were dismissed by tables, and unfortunately my table was the last one. So by the time we got there was like no food left, so we had to wait for them to cook more food, and a lot of it isn't stuff that I eat, so I ate a couple like spare ribs and some bread, and that was about it. Other people loved it. There was like fish, and there was carrots, and there was like these really weird green ball things. I forgot what she said they were. There was some kind of random fruit or vegetable that's super, like, supposed to be really, really healthy for you. But I wasn't really hungry in the first place, and everybody was kind of tired. After that, we got to go explore the museum, and I kind of wish that we had more time. We only had an hour, and I could have definitely spent like the whole day there. I only made it on, I took my time on the first floor, and then I went to the second floor and had to hurry because I only had a half hour left. Or like 15 minutes left, so I had to hurry through it. But the problem is like, it's so big that you get lost. Like, each doorway is to another part of the museum, so you get lost in there. And it's also like eerie quiet, which is weird. So like, my heart was like thumping, like I thought I was in a haunted house, and it was really weird. And I actually like jumped a couple times when I would turn a corner and there'd be somebody there that I wasn't expecting to be there. Or like at the very end there was like automatic doors that opened for you, and that scared the crap out of me. But it was really interesting. I took a lot of pictures in there. It's just like the history from like ancient times to like kind of current times, and then there's also like the toys they used to have, and there's a lot of artwork. There was a lot of Christian like artwork, and so that was kind of cool to see. There was like skeletons from like the time around Jesus was around, of like skulls like beaten in, and so they're all like concaved and stuff. And there was like a child skeleton that they had found, and which I kind of thought was more like the, you know, killing off your firstborn. There was like old-fashioned bedrooms in there, and it was just all very interesting. I liked it a lot, and I kind of wish I had more time to like look through there, but we were rushed for time. But yeah, it was just huge. Yeah, it was very, very interesting. After that, we went on the bus, and some people conked out right as soon as we got on the bus. It was only like a 10-minute drive to our hotel. So we went to the hotel, and we checked in. I had 2 roommates, so it was 2 beds and a cot. It was really dumb there was like, you have to use a car key for everything. Like, you need your card key to get into the building, you need your card key to use the elevator, you need a car key to get into your room, and then you need to keep your car keyed in this like one little slot that controls electricity and the lights. Like, without that, like, if your roommate had to go run downstairs for whatever reason because you have to use it for the elevator, that means you have no lights and no electricity while she's gone. So it's kind of frustrating. And it took us a long time to figure out like that you had to do that in order to turn the lights. We thought we just were unlucky and didn't have electricity for a little bit. So that's going on, like, that's still day 1. So the 9th of January is when we're doing all this. We all got to like relax in the hotel a little bit because we were all so tired. At that point I was only running off of 3 hours of sleep since like that Tuesday, so like 3 days with 3 hours of sleep. It was a good time. Because I only slept on that one plane ride. Even like the 7.5-hour plane ride, I could not sleep at all. We each had a little computer screen. Well, I didn't even tell you about that flight. We each had a little computer screen, and I got to watch movies, and so I watched 4 movies. I watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, I watched a little bit of Planes, I watched Prisoners, and I watched Now You See Me. All good movies, but I could not fall asleep, which really sucked because that would have been like the ideal time to sleep. And then we all got a really nice meal. Like, I had chicken and gravy and mashed potatoes and cooked vegetables and a bun and crackers and cheese and a fudge brownie and a salad and water, and I ate everything but the salad. I tried to eat the salad. I ate my vegetables though, so that was good. I actually impressed myself. And they gave us like snacks here and there throughout the flight, and always asking us if we wanted more water, if we wanted tea, if we wanted coffee or anything like that. They even offered if we wanted to buy cigarettes, which is kind of weird. I sat next to not a little, but like a teenage German girl the whole way. But yeah, so back to Denmark. We got to relax a little bit, so everybody showered, a lot of people took a nap. I was the last one to be able to shower in my room, so I showered and I did my makeup and got dressed and laid down and slept for 45 minutes. Then we had to get up and go to dinner. So then we went to this really nice little restaurant, very dim lighting restaurant. And we had, I forgot what they called it, but it basically was just like a giant meat patty, beef patty, and very good, cooked very well. Had this really interesting vegetable on top of it with French fries on the side, and my professor and I kind of insulted the chef when we asked for ketchup. But yeah, it was very good, and nobody can finish it all. It was too much food. And then we got pancakes for dessert, but really they were like crepes with like an orange sauce and then ice cream. Didn't really care for the pancakes too much, but the ice cream was good. Then we got to explore Copenhagen all by ourselves. So we we all just went with random groups, and I just joined wherever was going, and we went to a pedestrian walkway, which is just kind of like a strip that no cars go on. It's just for walking around, and there's a lot of shops, but they closed at like 6 o'clock, so we didn't get to go shopping or anything, so we went bar hopping instead, which is new to me since I'm not 21 yet, but as of that day I have 1 more month left till I turn 21, and the drinking age is 18 here. So we went bar hopping, and we saw these lights that were wrapped around trees, really cool, by one of the canals, and not too cold. Like, it was kind of chilly. It had a little bit of breeze to it, but it was fairly comfortable. The first bar we went to was like an Irish pub, so we were making jokes that we traveled, you know, like 3,000 miles just to go to a bar just like Patrick's in St. Peter. So we hung out on the top deck for a while, and the bartender got mad because there was a lot of us up there and only a couple of us bought drinks. So he was kind of angry about that, and it was quiet. It was like a dead night. So we left and we went to Big Bob's Discount Bar or something like that, and it was very much for like younger drinkers. It was very like club-like. There were lost my train of thought. There was like 18, 19-year-olds there mostly. Very fun colored but dark in there, with like modern music now and like strobe lights. Like strobe lights and stuff. So I said, like, everybody was drinking in my group, and so I said I was gonna have a I don't know what's it called. Some girly drink. I don't know. So I went up to the bar to get one, and I can barely see over the bar, which is like annoying enough. The bartender's like staring at me, and she keeps going to other people in line that even though they've been behind me. So I was kind of getting irritated, and then like this other bartender came out, and they were talking in whatever language, and she finally asked me for my ID. I gave it to her, and it's kind of frustrating because nobody else got ID'd. So obviously she thought that I was under 18, which, story of my life. So she carded me, and she asked me where Wisconsin was, and I told her it was in the United States. She didn't know where Wisconsin was, so she was very confused, and so she made my drink, and then I went to pay for it with my Visa, and then she said that they don't take Visa there, which is also bull crap because everybody else was using Visas, and they did it just fine. So she made a drink for nothing, and I think she was happy with it. So pretty much like, yeah, she wouldn't let me have a drink, which is fine. I don't like to drink, but it was just more for the experience of it and being legal and whatever. So we kind of left because it was kind of dead, or like not really our scene that we wanted to be in. So we left and we went to a music bar, and the music bar was probably my favorite one. It had a live band, and the singer was from LA. All the songs were in English, so it was kind of nice, and I didn't drink there. Just a very friendly bar. I liked it a lot. Good company and stuff. The only thing that was weird about that bar is it had like this little like awning, like a gazebo looking thing with like 3 walls and like a ceiling, and people have to go in there if they want to smoke. Yet the smoke travels outside the box because it's all open in the front. So I didn't really understand it, but whatever. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed my night. I got back at like 11 that night, and my roommates were already in bed, so crawled in bed, slept for like 5 hours, and then we had to get up again for today. So I'm going to end the vlog there, and we're all caught up. I will make another vlog about today, and I don't think we're supposed to get internet at like 8 p.m. is what they told us. So if I have internet, then I'll post these 2 videos, so you'll get 2 today, but otherwise I'll have to make a 3rd video and post all 3 tomorrow, because I know the hotel we'll be in tomorrow should have Wi-Fi. But yeah, it's been very hard to find Wi-Fi, so I haven't texted like anybody today. I mean, last night my mom knew I was going on a flight, and I haven't even told her that I made it because I have no Wi-Fi to tell anybody anything. So that's been fun. So yeah. it out. Kind of bummed that we didn't get to keep with our original schedule and that our flight got canceled, but what can you do? It just gave me more time to realize what I forgot in the pack and spend some more time with Chad and his family, and just kind of relax a little bit more. I don't think that I was fully ready to leave yet. I was kind of getting homesick even before I left, so it was kind of nice to have that couple more days and then go. I mean, I'm having fun, still trying to meet some people, but it's going slowly but surely. So I'm going to end the vlog here, and I will see you a couple minutes for me, but maybe like a few hours later for you. So, toodles!